Welcome back, everybody. Cape Rugby TV, talking club rugby. Don't forget, of course, in this segment, to win yourself a case of Score Energy drinks. We're going to have a Spot the Ball competition. That's currently running on Facebook. Joining us now in studio, Rens Botman. Rens, nice to have you back, man.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
You have a busy rugby weekend?
Always. I think my day started at 11 o'clock on Saturday because of everything that happened in Cape Town. And only left there at past 9. So yeah, it was quite busy.
Yeah, I suppose the days do get longer. Alistair, what time of the day do you have to arrive if your team is playing at 4 o'clock?
Oh, we tend to watch the under 20, so we're there by before 12.
You start the day early,
Yeah, so they're quite early.
Yeah, it is quite it's something that we actually encourage coaches to do. Some coaches like to do it.
Yeah, quite a few coaches, they like to see what's happening with the under 20, because that's your feeder system for
yeah,
the club.
But at which time of the day then do you switch off? Do you sort of like halfway through the second half of the second team game, or
you switched on straight through?
No, but I mean, at which stage do you say, okay, guys, I've got to say goodbye now. I've got to go to my team, like in the change room, or
when they come out for the warm-up.
When they come out for the warm-up?
When they come out for the warm-up, yeah. So depending on where we're playing, so if we play at home, we'll have a pre-game, meeting.
Yeah.
If we're playing away, we're going straight to the field. So then I'll see the team with the warm-up. But pre-game meeting will be when the second team starts.
Shaman, you leave the guys all on their own, just like you're on your own now.
We're a team of coaches.
You're a team of coaches, all right. Okay, well, it's been an interesting weekend, folks. This past weekend was one of South Africa's oldest derbies. Is it the oldest derby? It must be. It's the oldest derby because it's the two oldest teams, yes. Hamilton's and Villagers, yeah. So big celebrations then this past weekend at Hamilton's, as Hamilton's hosted Villagers in the, is it 150 years?
147.
147 games of rugby so far in history. This was the first half of Villagers and Hamilton's.
Tiaan Botha, the deep kick-off. Justin Mellon on that left boot of his. Takes it downfield. Ball collected by Meyer, the kick. Runs hard at it. Goes down behind Mr. Mellon. Here. Beautiful stolen there by Villager at the back of the line out. Choppy ball here in the backside, but Aspirin takes it up. Conradi was this time the man. Cheers, Conradi here. Big maul here by Villager. Can Hamilton stop them? They dive over the line. They're not being taken cleanly at the back. Aspirin's managed to collect the ball. It was overthrown there by the line out. Saying, here comes Cage. Ball being ripped out to tackle by Zixman. Great steal there by Thomas Meyer. Looking really strong in the line out. Substitutional centre with a strong carry there. Aspirin. There's a beautiful delayed pass there to Vermeulen. Puts it on the boot. Now just 5 meters out from the Hamilton line. With our balls on the ball. Back the referee with his arm out. Taken there in the front by Janssen. There's Lance Lambert on the big carry. Still making some meters. Pulls it again. Ball popping out. Kutsier. He takes the ball up. Goes out with a little snipe on the blind. He manages to drag him down. Scott to the back of the line out. Strong check there by Scott. Stays to the back of the line out. Strong move by Villager. Will Hamilton be able to stop him here? Looks like they've been brought down a couple of meters short. Strong run there by Aspirin. Can they stop him? Referee says no, he's just a meter short. But there, they've gone over.
All right, folks, there you go. That's the first half of Villagers and Hamilton's. Alistair, before we go to the second half, your thoughts there?
Yeah, I think the look at that game clearly was quite direct and physical.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of passion going into that game. But you could see Villagers forwards just having a bit of an upper hand there on the physicality.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the second half.
Nice hanging kick. Ball taken there by Carl Lamb. on him by Noah Hayward. And Kevin Martinez placing tight and prop. Getting the ball up to the line out. Good ball there to Fenter. Strong carry. There's Meyer again. Steyn being able to play to the blind side. Viljoen being carried back there in the tackle. Going down the back line. Viljoen, but the referee calls him back. Again taken well. Fenter again taking the ball up in the midfield. Robler with a high hanging kick. Karim under the ball. But the referee blowing his whistle. The ball to the back, beautifully taken. Strong ball here by Hamilton, but unfortunately they shifted the ball back in. The water goes high, but unfortunately they can't secure the ball. Ball going down the back line. Placement winger there being brought down. Robler with the kick. Africa collects it. Let's see what he can do. He goes through the gap. Hand off. And he finds Bavoti on the outside. Oh, and unfortunately he can't find Karim on the outside. And a golden opportunity goes a begging for Hamilton.
Right, there we go, folks. Final result then, of course, 15-0 to Hamilton's, at least to Villagers. So, Renzel, bragging rights, or is it a question of bragging rights, or is it just too early to tell?
James, I think this game actually means more than the league game at the end of the day. So a derby will stay a derby, so definitely bragging rights for the year. I think for Villagers, you know, after not having the shield for so many years, I think, you know, looking at that game, they thoroughly deserve the win. Yeah.
So, Alistair, if we take the derby factor out of this, I mean, can you, looking at it, if you're now Kaelsrivier or Helderberg or St. George's and you're looking at this game, are you reading anything into this?
Yeah, I can clearly see, you know, how the styles of play from a Villagers perspective and from a Hamilton's perspective, even though Villagers had the upper hand on that game. But just chatting to Renzel now, the amount of yellow cards in the game, I mean, when you have 4 yellow cards, that's 40 minutes with 14 men. You know, it's very difficult to
Both sides?
control.
Just
Hamilton's at 5.
All right, okay. Is this maybe because of the new rules in the game, or is it just making mistakes?
Look, I just think with the amount of ball that Villagers forwards had, you know, always backtracking, there's always going to be maybe an offside or too much hands in the ruck. So I think, with all that, referees obviously always going to blow you.
All right. Okay, folks. Well, of course, Super League A starts this weekend. We've already had a chat there with Jerome Parvada about Super League A. It's certainly going to be interesting. Super League B has traditionally been known as the League of Death. We're not 100% sure what it's going to look like, but we are going to take a look at Super League B and Super League C in a second or so. Let's take a look at your Spot the Ball competition, courtesy of Score Energy Drinks. And here you can see on the screen now, we're asking you to spot the ball A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2, D1, D2. Right, this was last week's competition. And let's see, where is the ball? All right, you see it on your screen. There we go, A1. And congratulations then to Lincoln Pfeiffer. Lincoln, you walk away with a case of Score Energy Drinks. You win the Spot the Ball competition for last week. Let's take a look at this week. Here you have your options, folks, of course, on screen. A1, B1, B2, C1's D1, D2, A2. Alistair, you want to give it a quick go? I'm not going to ask Renzo Bortman.
C2.
You're going to go with C2, right, folks? Alistair says C2. Go to our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. Alistair's tip is C2, experienced rugby coach. So we'll see about that. Super League B, Renzo Botman. Big matches coming up this weekend as a start. Kylemore, Macassar, Belhar, Franschhoek, Hamlets, Belleville, Goodwood, Hands and Hearts. Do you want to take any picks there?
Oh, my word, there isn't. I can't really say who. Because it's like if you look at that and you want to watch running rugby, then that's all you need. But I think my pick is Hamlet's Belleville.
Hamlet's Belleville, yeah.
I think that's my pick for.
Alistair, anything jumping out for you there?
Like the Bellor Francois game,
Yeah,
that's a big one.
Yeah.
I know Bellor just came off a training camp this last week. But yeah, I think that's a big one.
Yeah. All right, folks, let's take a look at Super League C then. Langa, Peniel Villages, Scottsdene and Delft, Eriestrooier and Strand, Young Peoples are hosting Atlantis. Renzel Botman, I'll give you first bite at the apple of the Super League C games.
I'm looking at that Scottsdene Delft game. Delft being newly promoted to Super League C, and Scottsdene having a good win in the derby against Hands and Hearts, so it was a good result for them. So I think that's my pick of the week for Super League C.
All right. Ali, would you like to give it a go?
I'd probably go the same.
Same?
Delft would want to start, have a good start to the Super League C. They're one of the clubs who's played, close to that 7-6 friendlies.
All right, I'm going to go the other way, folks. I'm going to go with Eriestrooier and Strand. I'm going to stick to the true traditional derbies. It is the Helderberg Basin, Eriestrooier Strand. Look out for that big game there. I'm sure it's going to be massive. Renzo Botman, your plans for the weekend then?
It's rugby, Gastro this week.
Yeah.
Hamilton's is playing there, so yeah, looking forward to that.
And Alistair, you've got a game on Friday and a friendly on Saturday.
Yeah, we fly out on Thursday, play Friday Varsity College, we fly back Saturday morning, and then the club plays Violets at Chuck Road.
Violets at Chuck Road this
that's
weekend.
A very nice one.
Well, we'll see you there. All right. Cape Rugby TV in full swing now that we have our season starting this weekend. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.